How about now? Can you hear me? Hang on. It should be coming. Hello, hello, hello. Check, 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 check. Any sound? Hello? Hello? Typico 809, let me know when you hear me. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, great. I can start over. Okay, well, welcome, Flight Simulator fans. Sorry for the audio glitch. It's what happens. Sometimes I record, I put the audio on a separate track so I can change the volume if needed. And streaming, I only have one track to send. So, anyway, so we're going to be flying the Boeing 247D, and it has this unique radio navigation feature, and it uses the precursor to the modern day VOR. So if we look at this program, Little Nav Map, this I knew nothing about this until I downloaded this airplane, because what you can do is you can download all of the navigation information from 1944 and fly using the same technology. That's what really makes this plane unique. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat there. Anyway, let me go back to Little Nav Map. So basically what you can do is you can load up all of these, they call them TACANs, but they're navigation points, just like a VOR. I am filtering for Akron. That's where we're going to fly to today. This is crazy. Little Nav Map somehow automatically connected itself to Flight Simulator. So it is tracking me and is tracking traffic right now, which is, I didn't want it to do it, but if it's going to do it, that's fine. It does mess me up a little bit. But anyway, back to the navigation. So back in 1944, they established these TACANs across the country so you could navigate from point A to point B. And it used this radio distance navigation. Now, how this works is there are four inbound beams to each of the TACANs. And when you load up the information into Little Nav Map, which is explained in the documentation, it's real easy. And then you can pick which one you want. This is the Akron. The identifier is AX. So when we're listening to the identifier, once we tune the radio, it will give us that identifier. Now, these are the four inbound radials. So we can come, 040, that's the path we're going to fly tonight, 130, 220, and 320. So, and this is what's interesting. So this radio has built-in radio, just like back in 1942. You select the correct band for your frequency. In this case, 362 is the frequency. And we're going to be flying in on the 40 radial. Now, the 40 is the true heading in 1944. So obviously the magnetic heading is a little bit different today. And that's kind of what why I wanted to use Little Nav Map here, because you can see here I've got 40 degrees true, but it's 48 degrees magnetic. Very different. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off. We're going to fly the runway heading just for a brief period, and then we're going to make a turn to 078 degrees. And we're gonna have our radio going. And what happens is, if you're to the left of the beam, you'll hear the Morse code A, which is dot dash. If you're to the right side of it, you'll hear N, which is dash dot. They're exact opposites of each other. But what happens is once you get right on the beam, the A and the N will overlap, and they'll make a perfectly clear tone because they're exact opposites of each other. It's freaking brilliant, and I can't believe they made it work in Flight Simulator. I mean, it's the coolest freaking thing. Now, this plane is pretty difficult to fly. I have not completed this flight one time. I've tried a couple of times. I was flying it last night. I thought I had it made. I somehow ran the engines too hot, lost both engines. And it didn't end well, needless to say. Programmer Airlines style, it didn't end well. So this thing is very, very cool. This is our flight, and I just wanted to show you, now that I know it's 8 degrees magnetic deviation, I mean, I guess it's not, I think that's true pretty much for everything. You could just add 8 degrees to whatever the true heading is. But this little program can help with it. Now this is going to be interesting. I'll keep an eye on this while we're flying to see if it's updating the position. I think it probably will. Let's go back to the game capture here. And we'll cut off the window capture. This plane is just plain sweet. I love the vintage stuff. And let's go ahead, and we've got just a few things out, luckily, because I'm not going to fiddle fart around. We're going to get going, okay? Let's hop in the airplane. Whoops. There we go. A little quieter out here. And here's this crazy radio. Now, we'll get to this in a second. Don't worry. We'll cover that. For right now, we need to go ahead and start getting the plane set up to do the startup procedure. Now, I'm going to do the assisted startup. I did a video on this where I do the full manual startup. If you're interested in seeing that, it's pretty cool. Vintage cute plane. Well, I don't know about cute, man. This thing is sweet, and it rumbles. Hey, given first name, family first name. Yeah, you didn't miss nothing yet. I did explain the navigation, so don't worry. You'll get to a little primer while we're in the air. And you can always go back and watch the stream. I'm going to set the parking brake here, of course. This is our engine selector, so we're going to start the left engine first. There's our engine primer. We have to open up the main valve here to get things going. And these are your fuel quantity gauges. They say 0. It's kind of a lie. I mean, we haven't loaded the plane yet, but I think it's got fuel in it already. Now notice the right-hand one can be the right-hand main or the auxiliary tank, and you can do a check on either one of those. Let's go ahead and take a look at the state of the aircraft. So here's some basic information. Basically got a cruise speed of 189 miles per hour. I tried to exceed 150 knots last night, and like I said, I managed to burn up the engines and crash the plane. So I'm going to be running it pretty conservatively. We'll probably be flying about 150 knots. Rate of climb, 1,150 feet per minute, blah, blah, blah. Service ceiling, one engine ceiling. Interesting. So basic settings for takeoff and all of this. Very interesting. No big deal right here. Now we're going to load up the plane. I don't take co-pilots. We will need a flight attendant. And let's load up a couple of peeps here. And we're going to top off. Wow, our engine oil is low, so we'll top off the engine oil. Yeah, we'll leave the passenger door open. We'll check for the fuel. Looks like it's going to have load enough fuel, so we'll click Make It So. And these two guys are your assistants. So they're going to go outside. They're going to start doing all the work. And we're going to proceed through and see if there's anything else we can do. We're definitely going to need to get the ladder and the starter crank attached on the left side. Let's get the ladder for the right side. We'll worry about the starter crank once we finish up with the left. And it's queued. So you can see all of this stuff takes time, and your virtual guys are helping you. So that's pretty nice. Battery compartment, I'm not sure. I don't think I've... Let me take a look at what this does. Let's see, where's the battery compartment? I didn't think it was... All right, they just installed the ladder. Not sure. Oh, maybe they have to get to the battery compartment. Oh, it's queued. I was like, where is it? We're definitely going to go with the engine malfunctions, realistic engine start, and electrical failures. We topped up the oil, so we're okay on that. 1200 is fine. We're not hooking up to VATSIM or anything. And then the credits page. So we're pretty well ready to go. Let's take a look first at this. Okay, so the battery compartment's open now. Ah, I keep using the wrong switch on my... Wow, that must be the battery compartment. Pretty cool. I don't know what we do in there. I think it opens up other options in the maintenance. I thought it did, but I don't think it does because... Yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything. Like, it doesn't seem to give us any options related to the battery. So, yes, we're okay here. Let's, we'll leave that. Let's get to, first thing we got to do before we can go through the startup is kind of get the plane finished set up here. So this top switch, this tells the system which carburetors get fuel. So if you happen to drop down to one engine, let's say we lost the right engine, we would switch this to the left, and only fuel would only go to the left carburetor. We're going to obviously have it going to both in this case. And then we're going to start on the left tank. We just checked that it had fuel. We'll check it again. And just make sure. This flight is going to be pretty short. I mean, it's short-ish, but it still takes a while to fly because I'm only going to take the plane up to 150 knots. The other thing you want to check is making sure that this... this is your elevator trim, and I don't think there's a visual representation anywhere. So, but if you go into the pause menu and then come back to this menu, it will be maxed out full the other direction, and you won't be able to take off. It's pretty hilarious. That also happened to me. Radio fuses, they recommend that you check this before flight. And I don't know how you would tell if any... I mean, I guess that one's okay. I guess you would see a missing filament if there was a problem. So that seems to be okay. There's also another panel of fuses over here. So the first thing you have to do is like unravel it and then open it. What is this darn thing? I don't even think I've seen that. Okay, that's our emergency gear operator. And we have some extra fuses. So we have some fuses here and all of that. But I haven't run into that problem yet. So we're not gonna cross that bridge just yet. All right. That's a lot of work, right? All right. We're going to set the magnetos. And this is an ignition switch right there. Let's check. I want to close that battery compartment. Boy, this thing, once you get zooming around, things wind up getting a little bit odd. Let's go ahead and take off the gear fairing, and the battery will close the battery compartment and remove the gear fairings. And there's this place the oil pan. I'm not sure what this does. The interface below can be used to get access to parts of the aircraft that are otherwise hidden by panels and to add maintenance equipment to the aircraft. So I'm not sure what this does, but we're not going to cross that bridge tonight. So we're pretty well cleaned up there. Let's check outside the airplane. We need... Doggone it. We need the ladders. And you can see the hand crank is installed there on the left engine. So we're ready to check and make sure that our wobble pump is working. Yes, you can see here's our fuel pressure gauges. And working the wobble pump, we'll put some fuel pressure on there. And basically your responsibility is to keep that pressure up while the guy outside is winding up the flywheel. And then we will hit mesh flywheel, which is basically engage the starter. We do need to prime the engine. We'll go 3 times on that. And let me set all of my Bravo throttle quadrant levers here. So we're going to put full forward on the mixture and fine on the prop and just crack that left throttle a little bit. So we're primed up. Our pressure's gone down, so we're going to pump this up a little bit, get some pressure in there, and then we say wind up the flywheel. And again, our job is when that pressure is going down, we have to keep cranking some fuel pressure in there. And we mesh the flywheel, and we get good start. And these babies will stall on you, so I'm putting in a little bit more juice than we would normally want to use. Keep that baby going. It's a beast. All right, now let's do the right engine here. Same settings. Let's get that fuel pressure on that right side back up. There we go. Wind it up. I think that's Jack. His name's Jack. He's going to help us. Keep me from having to switch in and out of the airplane. Oh, I didn't prime it. Come on. Oh, that was bad. Since it failed, I think I have to do it. We might have to have him start again. Make sure it's got that. Doggone it. I probably flooded. Oh no. Sweet. Uh-oh. Now I have a problem. I can't move it. There we go. I was priming the left engine even though it was already running. I don't know if it has some kind of protection for that. All right, here we go again. One more time. Wind it up, Jack. Come on. Oh yeah, there we go, there we go. All right. And it automatically removes the ladder and the starter there. Okay, now we can take a look at this radio. There's several predefined views built in. Control 5 gets us up top. So this is the radio, and there's basically, so if we hop back, and then we're going to hop back to little nav map here, and we're going to take a look at this line right here. So AX is our identifier for Akron. 362 is what we need to tune. And again, we're going to be flying the 48 magnetic 40 true inbound radial on that. So we need to tune 362. I'm going to turn the power on. Let me switch back so you guys can see this. So we're on band 1, which is 190 to 250. That's not correct. We need 362. So we're going to switch bands. Band 2, 250 to 350. Still not there. Band 3, yes, that's our guy. 362 is going to be in there. So now we go with the adjustment here, and you kind of just have to watch to figure out, okay, that's going up, this is going down. And then when you get close to 360, okay, so there's 360. So now we're going to fine tune, and I'm going to set it to 362, which should be right there. And then we're going to turn up the volume. And we don't hear anything. We should be hearing... Oh, wait a minute. Crap. You have to control 5. Oh, it looks like the avionics is on. I don't think you can turn it off now that I'm looking at it. W on. I don't think you have to be... Wow. This is not matching my experience in this aircraft so far. 362AX. What's weird is I'm not hearing any sounds. Like usually as you're going throughout here, you'll hear it. Like the looks of this. This is not adding up. What am I doing wrong here? These guys I don't think have any impact. Maybe my radio is busted. Maybe one of these fuses is bad. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Still not hearing it. What is this thing doing? Why is it doing me like this? I don't think you have to be in the air either. while we're here, let's line up our directional gyro. What is that showing? About 285. Wow, we somehow managed to start without the master switch being on. Okay, so you hear that tone? That's dot dash, right? Da, da, da. Now that's the identifier. It's like, for AX, it's like dot dash, and then dash dot dot dash. So while you hear the navigation tone, you also get the ident every few seconds, so you know you're tuned into the right station. I don't know how we managed to start things without the master switch, but I'm just glad that we got some expectation. So again, let's hop back real quick in case anybody's just joining us here. This 040 radial that we're going to travel, that's the beam. If we're to the left of the beam, we're going to hear A. And that's what we're hearing right now, dot dash. If we took this line, the 040 out, you can see it would come all the way down here and we would be to the left of it. If we were to the right of it, it would be giving us the N, which is dash dot. And when we're right on it, it's going to make a solid tone. So we can turn this down for right now, because we got to at least get in the air. Let me switch back. I'm sorry if there's chat going on, guys. I'm just switching back and forth between everything. You're probably yelling at me to turn that sound off. Let's see. Let's turn this down. Let's turn this down. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that does get a little annoying, but honestly, I find it keeps me engaged while I'm flying. Oh, I'm going to be getting another coffee, guys. I can tell you that right now. I got this mint chocolate flavored coffee from Amazon. It is freaking awesome. All right. Wow. Yeah, now time for some fun at least. We get to... Oh, crap. Did I... Okay, we're okay. It sounds like my alarm. Yeah, it does. I admit, my cats were like... I could tell they were getting annoyed. Take my slippers off because I don't like wearing my slippers when I'm flying. And let's just hop up to this view. This view's a little bit easier, but we're basically going to go out. We're going to turn around and go to 27. And I don't think we had to change any fuses. I think everything was tied because of that. But we're pretty much ready to rock and roll here. These oil shutters are supposed to be in the bottom position, I think, which is open, so it will keep airflow going. How you monitor the temperature in this thing, this is really, it's this crazy gauge right here. So basically it keeps track of the temperature on two cylinders, 1 and 4. These ones I can't remember what they do, but then here's the right hand. And I can tell you right now, I thought I was doing good last night, but I wasn't, because the engines just gave up on me, and you can't restart. You can't restart in the air. If you can, I'm not aware of how to do it, because you have to have that starter thing attached. You were meant to keep the ADF idents on because the ADF receiver has no reception failure warnings. Interesting. given first name, family first name, is our resident expert on most of this stuff. So definitely appreciate. Definitely appreciate when we're dropping some real knowledge up in here. We had to get rid of the wheel chocks. Otherwise we won't move. That's right, Jack. Get out there by the fully operational plane. Yeah, we'll cut off the parking brake. And I think we'll be okay here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put in some rudder here. We're going to bump these. There we go. Noise. Is it too loud? If it's too loud, let me know. I can turn the game volume down a little bit. Come on. Putting in a little toe brake. There is a run-up check involving feathering the engines, but I'm not going to worry about that. Whoa, 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 easy, easy. Don't let that manifold pressure drop too much. I have lost my pressure here on the taxiway, and you basically have to get the ladders and restart the engines. And this scenery drives me nuts. I thought I had turned almost all of this off, but I mean, I don't know. This is really annoying. I think you just clip right through them, but it makes me nervous. I have tried to start the plane from the runway, and it does not like that. Like it was not set up properly. I don't know. You might be able to figure it out and make it work, but I had lots of problems and I never got that to work. Yeah, we'll slow down a little bit. Hold on with that, dude. Oh, that is a badass view. Uh-oh. It's not so badass when I'm going into... I'm hitting the brakes, but it's hardly slowing down. It's really loud outside. Here, I'm going to turn the game volume down just a little bit. There you go. There you go. All right. I'm going to taxi into position. No flaps on this baby. Makes it easy. I don't know why my runway textures are so bad. Like, I have pretty good... I'm not going to go into the pause menu, because if you go into the pause menu, when you come back, it messes up the state of the aircraft. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go slight nose down on our elevator trim here. And I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. We're pretty much ready. Once we get in the air, we'll make our turn north, and then we'll make another turn to the east. I think it's to 078 degrees. And then we will turn on our radio and start waiting for the signal to merge, and then hopefully we'll fly up to Akron. So here we go. Slowly increasing that manifold pressure, being gentle on this bad boy. And the nose is down. Airspeed's alive. It's not wanting to go over 60. All right, I think it takes off at 40. Positive rate, gear up. Again, the elevator trim does not, I have it mapped to my throttle quadrant, but it doesn't work. So you have to manually tweak this. And I actually like about an 80 or 90 knot climb. Now we are going to bring the RPMs back, since we're in climb, about 2100 RPM, maybe 22. And we're going to keep that manifold pressure back just a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on these temperatures on our cylinders to make sure things aren't getting cattywampus on us. Alright, I think we're okay. And we got a pretty good climb going right now. Get ready for noise. Uh-oh. What's happening here? I think we need to trim up a little bit more. We're not going to fly super high. That is some sweet. That is sweet. Very nice. Those engines are ridiculous sounding. Alright, let's go ahead and make our turn, and you probably have to keep some back pressure on the yoke to maintain our climb here. Well, I'm going to hang at 80 knots, right about there. And we're going to make a right-hand turn to 000. And we'll just fly that for a moment and make our turn to 078. Oh crap, airspeed way low. Way low. Uh-oh. Do we have an airspeed indicator problem? Oh, sorry. Airspeed's here. What is that? Oh, that's the air temperature. I was like, oh my god! Programmer Airlines. Alright, we're climbing a little faster than I want, but that's okay. We're not going to climb for much longer. I do want to take a quick look here and go back to my performance reference. And cruise manifold pressure 27 to 29, 2,000 RPM. We're pretty close to that anyway. Let's go ahead and make a turn to 078. Let's get the volume up. So there's our A. There's the ident. I'll bring this, start trimming down a little bit. Only here on Programmer Airlines can you get this kind of content. Alright, this should take us pretty well in the right direction. And again, what we're waiting for is a change in the tone. I'm going to check little nav map and see if it's tracking us. Okay. Little nav is freaking awesome. It is tracking us live in the thing. I don't even think I told it to hook it up. So you do have to kind of stay involved. There's no autopilot, so we gotta fly this baby. And let's stop taking on altitude here. Trim down a little bit. Bring that manifold pressure back a little bit. How's our RPMs doing? Hanging right around 2,000, which is good. I like this. Our cylinder head temperatures are good. Very good. Okay, somehow our airspeed is dropping. The radio's kind of hypnotic. It must have been a real pain in the ass to fly around back in the day. What is happening here? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. The trim. If it was mapped to my Bravo throttle quadrant correctly, I wouldn't have that problem. I opted for clouds too, and we honestly didn't need that, did we? Getting a little off on our heading. Let's bring it back. Now again, that really shouldn't matter. I mean, eventually we're going to intercept that 40 inbound radial. And we'll get the tone. It's just how you fly at it impacts how long it takes to get there. Come on. Come on, man. What is our manifold pressure sitting at? I have a feeling that that's pretty low. Yeah, we can do a little bit better than that. We can do a little bit better than that and not burn up the engine, so... Man, this thing is this thing has to be flown. And we need to get on the right heading. Again, listening to that navigation. Dot dash. There we go. We're sitting at about 150 knots. Climb is... Yeah, we're still working it out, but... There's the identifier of Akron TACAN. I was doing that thing where I keep rudder in after I make a turn. I'm like, why am I having to hold this thing? Because I have left rudder input. My leg never gets tired, I guess. Never gets tired of holding the left rudder. Cylinder temps look good. I'm afraid to lean the aircraft because, you know, like I said, I did all the right stuff yesterday and it did not matter. I did not think it was running that hot. It'll be pretty distinct when you start to hear the tone. Man, 40. Do we have anti-icing on this baby? For some reason, I'm thinking no. Let's get back towards the 7070. We've been flying a little bit right of our anticipated course. I would say yes, Typico. That's a good place to start. There's also some of the... I think there's like a Diamond DA-42. That one would be nice. Really, the Cessna is great because you almost can't stall it. It's like it doesn't matter if you're low and slow and you make a mistake. And we are definitely in instrument conditions right now. You can't stall that baby, so it's a good one to learn on for sure. And honestly, if you went to a flight, you know, to take lessons somewhere, they'd probably start you in a Cessna. Probably a 150, not a 172, but... Watch that. Look at that descent rate. Like this thing, all of a sudden, it'll be perfectly trimmed up. And then, especially when you can't see, it's requiring a lot of effort to keep on track. Gotta fly this one. No autopilot tonight. I think we had about 40 miles at this heading. Dot dash. There is carb heat here. I'm thinking we better be careful. Ooh, a clear section. That's always nice. Damn, come on now. Easy does it. This plane, man. It does not want to stay stable. It makes it hard because if you try to look around and like look at, you know, a dedicated instrument, you can easily mess up. Yeah, I would honestly rather hit a lower altitude. Rather than worry about having to adjust anything for the engine. Just because I've never done this flight successfully. I've tried like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, once the other signal comes in, it'll be pretty easy to distinguish. And you kind of get like a gray area. So I think the further away from the TACAN that you are, kind of the wider the band is. And then as you get closer, it tightens up. So when we're flying at it from a great distance, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember how long that leg is, but you'll kind of hear both. So you'll see. It works, I promise. Holding steady about 5,500 feet. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've taken lessons. I had to pay for fuel, the plane rental, which was like $125 an hour, and then some amount for the instructor. So each lesson could be pretty expensive. And honestly, if you're not going to fly for a living, I don't know how practical it is. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I took 13 hours of flight time and soloed once in a Piper Tomahawk. That thing was a piece of crap, man. It was a piece of crap. So it was pretty expensive. I'll never forget one time we rolled up to take off, and we were doing our run-ups, and the directional gyro just started to spin. Bzzz! I looked over at my flight instructor, and I said, is that normal? I said, that's not normal. He said, don't worry about it. He puts a cover over it. I said, what? Shouldn't we turn around and go back? Is this thing safe? He's like, oh, it's fine. I was scared as crap. Try lessons in a twin. Oh my God, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Yeah, that Piper Tomahawk, dude, that thing was a piece of shit. It was a clunker. I always said if I went back to taking lessons again, it would be in a Cessna, or I wouldn't do it. I always thought it would be fun to fly a Piper Cub, but the way that you got to be so careful with those things. I'll just kind of make a quick fuel check here. Should have plenty of fuel. We just kind of want to keep an eye on it. We started off with about 136 gallons in that tank, so we're only down a few gallons. And honestly, we are cruising very comfortably right now. The plane isn't doing anything. Cylinder 1's a little hot. I don't know. I just thought it was. I thought a tail dragger would be cool. I don't know. I have great respect for the tail dragger, and plus a Piper Cub. That's like a plane that a common man could afford. One thing I liked about the Piper Tomahawk is it was low wing. So when you were in the canopy, like you could look out, you had so much visibility everywhere. That was the best part of it, complete visibility all the way around you. I'll never forget one time we were on final. We were coming into KOSU where we just took out of, and there was a Learjet coming. And we were number 1 to land, and he was number 2. And we were like, my instructor was like, we got to clear the runway at ASAP. And I mean, when we landed, we hit the brakes and got off of the runway so fast. And that jet came in. What's up, Ghost 176? Welcome. And that jet came blasting in right behind us. We were like, damn, because he was going way fast. And they said over the radio, hey, tell that Piper Tomahawk thanks for getting out of the way for us so we didn't have to make a go around. And I was like, yeah, we did that. That was pretty cool. Then I got divorce papers from my wife. And flight lessons went down the drain. I'm good, Ghost 176. We're doing some radio distance navigation here. We're listening to the tones. We're still to the left of the beam. Flying old school tonight. No autopilot. I regret that. Here we go. Let's hop outside. Prepare for noise. Oh, yeah. It's so loud. It's so loud in my headset. Uh-oh. I keep getting off on the wrong heading. If we keep turning south, it's going to be a little bit harder. We're gonna fly up to Akron by way of the TACAN, and we'll just pick a runway. There's a Akron Airport's up that way, so we'll figure it out when we get there. Right now, I'm just trying to navigate. Yeah, it's pretty wild navigation. And it works. The fact that they got this working is amazing. Like, how do you... I mean, I've never seen anything like this in Flight Simulator. Okay, listen to the background. You can kind of hear another tone coming in. So we still have a predominant dot dash. But I can hear a... on the and I'm sure that's our other signal starting to come in. So we're probably getting close. It does get a little hypnotic. Hear that? Banner there, there, banner there. So it's already, we're getting it. We're almost there. We're going to turn 048 once we feel like we're pretty well on the beam. And then we'll ride it left and right and hopefully stay on the beam most of the time. And we should be coming up on Akron at some point. Man, I agree. This thing is insane. And I love it. Still not quite getting the overlap I want. I almost have it. There's the ident. Again, there's probably some overlap at distance. I don't know how well it could actually model that. We almost got it. I can hear a constant tone in the back. It's the ident again. Alright. I'm going to make the turn 048. And we're going to watch our instruments. So we're kind of in IFR conditions right now. And we're just going to 048 degrees. And we're a little bit off of that, aren't we? Yeah, yesterday I was telling the guys on from earlier, my cats were like freaking out yesterday. I was trying to figure out how this damn thing worked, so I kept flying, kept trying to figure out how it worked. I can hear yeah, I think we're pretty well on track. I mean, honestly, like I said, I've never completed this flight without blowing up the engine in some way. So, cross his fingers we actually make it. It is a little disappointing to fly for like an hour, hour and a half, and then have both of your engines die. You're like, what happened? No! Like, I'm not even I'm not touching the mixture. It can stay full rich and foul the plugs all night long. I don't care. Yes, the turn and slip indicator does work, and that artificial horizon is rough. It is old school. I kind of use this. Like, I try to get that set, and like on the horizon, it's a little bit easier when there's no... when there's no clouds, of course. Put in just a little bit more manifold pressure. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna go over to Little Nav Map and see what it says. Well, we're pretty far off. We're off to the left for sure. But we're definitely flying in the right direction. It looks like we're more on a, yeah, actually, it might be okay. I think we're gonna hit it. Anyway, that's kind of cheating. I don't want to cheat. Little Nav Map is crazy, you guys. I've never even heard of it. Track you live while you're in flight. Check our cylinder temps. A little bit high on that one. All right, right engine's looking good. Cylinder 1 over here got me a little concerned. Easy, easy, easy. Getting off course. It's actually, I looked into learning it because I thought it would be an interesting skill to have. And there's a couple different ways that they teach it. and one way was like real easy, and another way was not. I just remember there was a weird way, almost like a mathematical way, to know the dots and the dashes. But I never learned it. You'd really have to invest some time, I think. We're getting a little bit more into that solid tone. Now, I would assume that if we flew over it, it would reverse, because we would be on the other side of the radial. Might want to drop down a couple thousand feet here. Get below these clouds. The last thing we want to do is overfly it and not see Akron. Nose down. There we go. Shape of the letters method. Interesting. I mean, one thing's for sure, we haven't heard dash dots, so we know we're still to the left of the radial. This is so cool. I think if you got confident at it, you could do some interesting flying. You just got to be prepared to go a little slow. It actually does keep you very involved. I find myself listening, but I also am ignoring my instruments, which is bad. There's no way I'm going to get more coffee. I can't leave this plane for 2 seconds. Whoa, easy does it. Oh, let's watch our altitude here. What are we sitting at? About 4,000 feet. That's good. Dash, dot, dot, dash. We know that's X. These guys must have been hypnotized when they were flying this back in 1944. I could turn it down a little bit. It does. I knew it would be annoying, but it's so interesting I had to do it. Oh, wow, we got really strong tone there for a second. Lucky you, Typico. Yeah, we're definitely... I'm going to swing it back to the left just a little bit. And actually, the TACAN does take us to the left of the airport. I mean, it's almost a perfect solid tone now. Dot dash A dash dot dot dash. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The mighty hand of God swatted at our tail there. Oh yeah, cylinders are looking good. How's our fuel in that tank? Plenty of fuel. I kind of feel like the tone of the thing is changing. I think we might be getting close to being on the left side or the right side of it. I'm gonna come left to... Let's bring it back 048. gonna cheat again. Oh, we are almost flying right at it. That is insane. I'm back to not cheating. How we doing on altitude? All right, let's hang right around 4,000. We can get a little bit lower to get some more visibility, but yeah, we should probably do that. Bring that manifold pressure back just a little bit. Could you imagine making a flight with multiple waypoints? Like having to go, you know, hundreds of miles. Coming right up. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, run. Oh, what's happening? Sorry. Yeah, I want to see what happens when we fly over this thing. I want to see how the signal changes. Because that's going to be important to know, right? Like, you've got to know if you've overflown your point. I'm kind of guessing that this is our airport up here. Don't know for sure. The TACAN is off to the left, so I could see like kind of what we're looking at here. I think this is pretty close to accurate, but that could be a different one too, a different airport. Kind of like this power setting. We seem to be holding pretty stable. Oh, we are riding the beam now. Yeah, I don't think that's us right here. No. Oh, it's actually right on. Oh, wow. We are coming. This is it. I'm just checking it now. All right, this is it. This is Akron Fulton. I'm like, holy crap, we're really coming in quick. Now, let's see what happens when we fly over it, and then we'll come back around and do a landing. Yeah, we're definitely off to the right. Or the left, I'm sorry. I'm kind of cheating right now, guys. That looks good. Yeah, it's kind of like we're entering the pattern, right? Oh, it's like starting to fade out. You hear that? We made it! Woo! Okay, now all we gotta do is land. That's the fun part, right? All right, here we go. Let's start trimming out some of this speed. Again, kind of nice that we don't really have to. We can go ahead and kill this. We got where we're going, for heaven's sake, we're good. Okay, let's. Uh-oh, what's happening? Trim is way too high. We gotta watch this fuel, man. Oh, if we was to go down right now, I would be so pissed. Okay, let's bring it back up. Yeah, I think you can stall your engines like that. We need to get a little lateral separation here. We'll get on the other side of these lakes before we make a turn. You guys are going to still be hearing that sound in your heads all day. All right, let's bring that RPMs. Let's bring that manifold pressure back. Damn. It does not want to take speed out. I can tell you one thing for sure that does, and that's when we put the landing gear down. This baby will sink like a rock. Cylinder head temperatures, how are we looking? Oh yeah, even low now on cylinder 2, that's good. I mean, it might be a problem there, but I don't think we'll stall. All right, we got it down. We got it down to 80, 90 knots. Manifold pressure's down there pretty low. Let's try to get our altitude down a little bit. Take out even more manifold pressure. Where'd our lakes go? There they are. I want to try to keep that airport kind of in sight. Come on, down, nose down. No flaps in this baby. One less thing to worry about. But descending is difficult. I'm gonna force it down. All right, let's hold that. Come on, a little bit more. I could just drop the gear. I mean, we're almost slow enough anyway. Do very gentle trimming out of the speed because I don't want to crash. Damn, look at this climb, dude. All right, I'm bringing the gear down. We will not be climbing anymore. Where's our lakes? There they are. Okay, now I got to be willing to let the plane descend, which is seemingly against my nature. Our runway. Okay, yeah, we're descending at 2,000 feet per minute, so that's a little quick for me. We're gonna put in a little bit more power here. Try to work out some more of this speed. I'd like to come down about 85, 90 knots. go to Serena Mesa. I'm not sure where that is. What's up, Mario? Welcome. All right, let's don't descend this fast now. Oh crap, did you see that? I just cut off fuel to the left carb. Manifold pressure looks okay. Jesus. There's our speed. Come on, trim out some more of that speed. Don't you do me like this, plane. Mario, if you can give me some more information, I'll definitely look into it for you. There we go, 90 knots. Now we're looking good. Still climbing a little bit, but I put in some extra power. I would rather have too much altitude than not enough. Programmer Airlines. Programmer Airlines' brilliant quote of the day. All right, let's back out some of the power. The friction control on the Bravo quadrant it's pretty stout. I mean, it's loose. I have it to the loosest setting and it's still stout. Oh, she's handling like a dream right now. A little bit low on manifold pressure. It's definitely sluggish to respond to your control inputs. In a country in South America next to Brazil. Very good. Hey, put some airports down there. Give me some airport identifiers. I'll check it out. For sure. What do you want to see? Anything in particular? I don't think we could fly this one there. We could fly at VFR. We looking here? Got about 400 feet per minute descent rate. We look like we're a little bit high, so I'm gonna be working the power in very easy, gentle changes. You see how my textures get all crappy right there? I think I have to set my, what is it, the view distance or something? Like, I would like for that to be sharper. Again, this plane, slow to respond to your inputs. I'm going to go full forward on the props, make sure the mixture's full forward. Let's take a look outside before we land it. Danger zone, danger zone. Okay, back inside. I'm good, I'm not that good. Oh, nice. I'll check that out, Mario, for sure. Any particular plane you want to see? All right, here we go. Programmer Airlines on final. Speed about 85 knots. We could increase that. I would be okay with that, frankly. A little bit high, a little bit right. Come on left, baby. Come left for me. Okay, PAPI lights are in focus. Too white. Boeing 777. I like it. That manifold pressure back. We're just a little bit high. We're not far, but I want to get down. Again, you got to be ahead of the game with the control inputs because it's sluggish to respond. we're going to set it down on the mains, then we'll bring it back onto the tail wheel. Easy does it now. Easy does it, baby. Don't do me like this now. Don't do me like this. Pulling that power out. We're high. Programmer Airlines does not go around. Come on, baby. I have the power almost back all the way, nosing down. A little bit of extra speed isn't going to hurt us. We do have to watch the fuel. Although at this point we've made the field, so there we go. Coming in. Straighten it out. Like butter, babies. Easy does it. Very nice. Nice. Welcome to Akron, Canton. Okay, I'm definitely keeping the mixture up. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, manifold pressure. Don't die on me. Okay, I think we're okay. Let's check the right side. Yes, we didn't stall. Whew. Let's clear the runway and we'll do a brief shutdown on this baby and a wrap up. Might be the first time one of my streams has gone according to plan, and it was one of the harder ones. Let's see, do we have somebody waiting for us here? No, it didn't know where we were landing. All right, let's go over here to this big parking lot. Let me see if I can do some external taxiing for you guys. Definitely love the engine sounds in this plane. That is a sweet, sweet plane right there. Navigation is doable, but you're going to have a headache by the time you're done. Are we crossing a runway? Programmer Airlines crossing this runway by our own. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Don't die, don't die. Don't die on me. Yeah, man, I'll be honest. I mean, when I first started this channel, I had never flown a jet. And honestly, they're fun. I do like them, but there's nothing quite like an experience like this. Thank you, Typico. Yes, it was. This was one. Oh, okay. Did I just hit something? Oh my God. I didn't. I don't think. Okay. No, I stopped the power. I was like, don't crash now. I guess since there doesn't seem to be any designated parking spots here, we can just, pull up anywhere. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You see this engine? See that fuel pressure? That thing starts to get spotty. Everything. Excuse me. You could definitely be in trouble there. Okay. Brief shutdown. Let's go ahead and turn these two off here. You know what? That's got to do with fuel. Well, this is the magnetos. This has to do with fuel, so I guess the first thing we should do is shut the engines down. As far as I know, I mean, you can't really... I don't think you can switch the radios on and off. These three don't actually do anything. I read the manual, if you can believe that. So I'm not too worried about the electrical system. This is for feathering your props. I already know how to use those. Let's go ahead and we'll shut down the right engine. Check that manifold pressure. Yep. Manifold pressure straight up means I am shut off. Man, even my ears are tired just from the plane. It's so noisy. Damn. Okay, let's put this baby down. We'll put this baby down. Turn that baby. Whoop. Yeah, off is good. Off is good. Magneto's off. Ignition switch off. Let's return this to this position. That's it. That's where it should be. And unhook this guy. And that's it. And I'm kind of surprised Flight Simulator didn't end the flight here, but oh man, I've been flying I have thousands of hours in flight simulators, which if you watch some of my videos, you're like, how have you flown thousands of hours and you still suck? I like to have fun in Flight Simulator. I like to fly a bunch of different planes, and I'm not really too concerned with what people think. I usually warn people because sometimes people come to these kinds of videos and look at that, you jerk, you crashed my plane. A lot of times people come to flight simulation channels because they want realism. And I'm just not a pilot. And flying these jets and stuff, I mean, yeah, I can get them from point A to point B, and usually it goes okay. I'm not a pro pilot. So you just got to know that, watch my streams. I like to have fun. And I hope you'll subscribe and check out some videos, because that'll definitely help me out. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the flight. Thank you very much for watching. Keep your eye on the channel. I'm trying to get Aerofly hooked up. I was so excited to run Aerofly with the new throttle quadrant. I hopped right into the Dash 8 and bam, there's a problem right off the bat. And I think it's not related to the throttle quadrant. I think it's the plane. And so I tried to load up the Baron 58 and that one had a problem. And I checked with IPACs on both of them, and I'm pretty sure they're just bugs that have to be corrected. So as soon as Aerofly is up and running on this twin engine configuration, we'll do a look at it with the throttle quadrant. So anyway, keep your eye on the channel. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.